The Dark Ages is the term often used to describe the period following the fall of the Western Roman Empire. It's named as such because not a whole lot happened during this rather gloomy period, and that includes the production of art. Although the so-called pre-Romanesque period probably started in the 8th century, what we define as Romanesque art started in the early 11th century. It's called as such because of the continuous influence of ancient Roman art, especially in terms of architecture. Most Romanesque artworks include sculptures, wall paintings, metalwork, and various other church decorations. The final artwork in this list of Romanesque artworks is likely one of the most incredible artworks ever completed during the Middle Ages. Without further ado, let's check out 10 Romanesque artworks that were completed between 800 and 1000 years ago. Number 1. The Pórtico da Gloria of Santiago de Compostela Cathedral. For many people in Europe, Santiago de Compostela, a city in northwestern Spain, is synonymous with pilgrimage. That's because one of the most important pilgrimage routes of Europe leads all the way to the city's magnificent cathedral. One of the most stunning artworks completed in the 12th century is the so-called Pórtico da Gloria, or Pórtico of Glory. It's the cathedral's main gate and features a whopping 200 Romanesque-style sculptures that took 43 years to complete between 1168 and 1211. The name of the artist responsible for this medieval masterpiece was Master Matteo, and he carved an image of himself in the gate as well. If you can't make it to Spain, you can see an exact replica of this gate at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. Number 2. The Shrine of the Three Kings. The term Mosen art probably doesn't instantly ring a bell, and that's because it was only produced for a brief period of time in a particular region. It refers to the valley of the Meuse River in modern-day Belgium, and metalwork was, without a doubt, its most notable feature. Just look at this incredible shrine, for example, known as the Shrine of the Three Kings or even the Tomb of the Three Kings. According to a legend, it contains the actual bones of the three kings who visited Jesus Christ when he was born. The triple sarcophagus is completely gilded and was created by goldsmith Nicolas of Verdun in the late 12th century. It's one of the greatest attractions inside the huge Cathedral of Cologne in Germany and is located right behind the church's high altar. Number 3. The Apse of St. Climent de Taüll. You already saw sculptures and metalwork of the highest quality, but Romanesque art isn't exactly known for its incredible paintings. Oil painting didn't exist yet in Europe, so the only types of paintings that were left behind were illuminated manuscripts and murals. One of the greatest Romanesque frescoes ever created once decorated the apse of the Church of St. Climent de Taüll in Catalonia, Spain. A replica of the original work, which was created in the early 12th century by an unknown painter, was put in place in this location. It depicts a fascinating image of Jesus Christ, which shows great influences of the Byzantine style. The original work, which was highly admired by the likes of Pablo Picasso, was transferred to canvas and hangs at the National Art Museum of Catalonia in Barcelona today. Number 4. Madonna and Child by Berlinghiero. Speaking of Byzantine-influenced art, just check out this tempera on wood painting by Italian artist Berlinghiero. It's only one of two paintings that can be attributed to him with certainty, which isn't exactly odd since the master from Lucca lived about 800 years ago. While more recent artists commonly painted Jesus as an infant, the Byzantine tradition was to depict him as a young man. Here you can see that he is dressed like an ancient philosopher while he holds a scroll. The gold ground on which this work was painted was another typically Byzantine tradition that was adopted by Italian painters in the 12th and 13th centuries. If you want to admire this approximately 800-year-old painting, you should visit the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. Number 5. The Baptismal font at St. Bartholomew's Church in Liège. Berlinghiero's painting is about 800 years old, and this incredible baptismal font was created about a century earlier. It's another prime example of Mosen art, but unfortunately, the name of the person who created it has been lost to history. It has a diameter of about 91 centimeters or 36 inches, and while this size wasn't exactly huge at the time, it features 5 detailed scenes, including the baptism of Christ. Completed between 1107 and 1118, its imagery was clearly influenced by classical art produced many centuries earlier. Because of this, some art historians have suggested that it was completed in Constantinople or even by Greeks in Rome over 1000 years ago. What we know for sure is that it resides currently in the Church of St. Bartholomew in the lovely city of Liège in Belgium. Number 6. The Southern Apse from Pedret. This is another fresco that once decorated a church in Spain, more specifically the Church of St. Quirze de Pedret. Located in the Pyrenees mountain range, the construction of this church is believed to have started in the 9th century. This very old church was once beautifully decorated, and this remarkable work of art was painted on its walls in either the late 11th or early 12th centuries. It's another great example of how highly Romanesque art was influenced by ancient Roman art. The crowns worn by these figures resemble those that were found in Rome and which date back to the 6th century. This historic work of art was also transferred to canvas and added to the collection of the National Art Museum of Catalonia in Barcelona. Number 7. The Last Judgment at Autun Cathedral. The name Giselbertus of Autun is likely not one that you have ever heard of, right? Regardless, in the early 12th century, he was a superstar sculptor in France and left behind a legacy of wonderful Romanesque art. He carved most of the decorations of Autun Cathedral in eastern France, including the magnificent Last Judgment scene above the western gate of the church. While most art completed during this period was very austere and emotionless in nature, his sculptures clearly deviate from this. The biblical stories he carved show the raw emotions that people experienced, which is quite fascinating. Number 8. The Reliquary of St. Maurus. You already saw the incredible Shrine of the Three Kings, but this fascinating Romanesque artwork can definitely hold a candle to it. It was completed in the first quarter of the 13th century for Florent Abbey in Belgium. It was intended to hold the skeletons of St. Maurus, St. John the Baptist, and St. Timothy, which wasn't exactly a humble goal. The artist didn't hold back on decorations because the wooden core is decorated with an abundance of gilded silver plates, elaborate statuettes, and gems. The artistic skills of the goldsmith who produced this about 800 years ago were second to none. The reliquary doesn't reside in Florent anymore as it was transferred to the castle of Bychov nad Taüll in the western part of the Czech Republic. Number 9. The Stavelot Triptych. This is another incredible work of art that was completed at Stavelot Abbey in the southern part of Belgium. It's a portable reliquary that features two decorated hinged wings that protect the inner part. What's fascinating is that the inner part features two smaller triptychs that were completed in Byzantium several decades earlier. The outer part can be folded in order to protect the inner section, which is believed to hold two slivers of the true cross. The side panels depict several scenes related to the history of the true cross, and as you surely expected, the quality of the metalwork is quite incredible. Number 10. The Bayeux Tapestry. I have saved one of the most stunning Romanesque artworks ever produced for last, which is known as the Bayeux Tapestry. This embroidered cloth has a length of nearly 70 meters or 230 feet and tells the story of a very important event in European history. The Bayeux Tapestry gives a detailed overview of how the Norman conquest of England in the year 1066 came about. To make a long story short, William the Conqueror, the Duke of Normandy, challenged the Anglo-Saxon King Harold II of England. This led up to the Battle of Hastings on October 14, 1066, and the decisive Norman victory is considered to be the start of the Norman conquest. What makes this work of art even more astounding is that it was likely completed shortly after the battle had happened, making it pretty accurate in historical terms, at least when we view history from a Norman point of view. It was likely completed as a gift to William the Conqueror himself, something that adds an extra dimension to this captivating Romanesque work of art.